Good morning. This is Navy Old Salt Gamer, and I'm in creative mode. And I was testing um, a better way to do solar for me, and I set this up, and it's actually I'm a convert. I like this system better than using the computer and IC chips. It's so much cheaper because IC chips, if you look them up, takes 10 gold for steel, electrum, solder. Um, Very expensive, actually. And with this one, you just need logic writers and readers, one math unit, and one memory. And I just made 4 of these. You don't really need 4 of them, but, 1, 4, doesn't matter. I used batch writers. So let me go over this real quick. First off, the way I did this, and you could switch this around, but I looked east, as you see down in my compass on the bottom right. It's 270. And I just put the solar of the sensor facing that direction. In other words, the plug would be facing west. Am I doing that right? This is west. That's east. Okay, so backwards. But doesn't matter. So you look at 270, and you put the solar panel, the sensor like that. And then you read the horizontal from the daylight sensor and the vertical from the daylight sensor, and then you batch write. Now you can just batch write the let me check this real quick here. The horizontal, you could just batch write that out. So you read the horizontal from the logic reader and you write it to the solar panel, because that doesn't need any adjustments. But the vertical, you read the vertical, and then you read the vertical to a math unit, and this is where you could flip this around if you wanted to, but this is just the way I did it. You read the vertical, and you add the logic memory, which is right here, and I got that set to 90. So the math unit is adding 90 degrees to your vertical. And you have to do that to correct. You could probably move this around, but this is a really simple way of doing this. And the sun should be coming up over here very shortly. And this uses hardly any material. I think you might need steel for the solar panel. Let me check that out. Basic, I think it was. Where's the solar panel? Where is it? Solar panel heavy. That one? Anyway, I could look at it here. But it's just solar panel. So F1 solar panel. Yeah. You know what? I think I got more over here. I just want to make sure. Yeah, solar panel. And then you could do and I've always used the dual. And I just learned why not just do it that way. You save your own cable. So it's just basic solar panel. Solar panel. And do I need steel for that solar panel? Yeah, you do need steel, which is just iron and coal, of course. So it's not electrum. You would need electrum for this and solder for that. So this is there we go. The sun's coming up. As you can see, it's tracking, working perfectly. So I'm kind of a convert with this. I think I'm going to switch to just using this method from now on. Instead of making a computer, making IC chips, making a housing, this is much easier. And again, all I did, now if you face this a different direction, like I could put this facing the sun, I think I would just have to subtract 90 instead of add it, but you would have to experiment with that. But if you put it this way, facing 270, which would be west, and add 90 to your vertical number using this, again, read vertical, add the logic memory, which is set to 90, and then instead of reading or writing over here, we write directly from the logic reader. There you go, read horizontal, and you directly write that because the horizontal is correct. But you do have to read from the logic math, which has so automatically subtracted the 90, and you write that to the solar panel, and you have perfect solar tracking. Now, when you set up your solar panels, you want them to go north and south. Otherwise, the shadows are going to mess it up. If you put one here, let's put one there. And where did I put? Oh, I've got it in my hand. So if I put, whoops, I just threw it. If I put one here and face it, oh, that's another thing I got to point out. But if I put it here and build it, where's my little magic wand? And tilt it with the wrench. It'll work at noon, but it won't work in the, there we go. It's not going to be such a big deal now because the sun's high. But the shadow in the mornings will block the solar panels because it's low on the horizon. And this solar panel is going to be making a shadow on that one. So you want to put them in a single row, maybe space them 2 or 3 apart. It wouldn't be as big of a deal. But you want solar panels to go north-south, not east-west. And that's pretty common knowledge. So this is kind of a beginner's thing. But I've always lately been using a computer and IC chips. This is much cheaper and works perfectly. So hopefully that explained that well enough. Again, horizontal, read it, and write it right to the solar panel. And again, read the horizontal, output solar panel batch writer, and you output it to the horizontal of the solar panel. The only difference with the vertical is you read the vertical from the sensor, then you subtract the 90, add the 90 using the memory that's set to 90, and then you read the math and output that batch-wise to solar vertical. And there you go. Perfect, easy, probably the cheapest way to do solar tracking. Now, I could have done this better. I should have, and I didn't want to change it because it's just too much work, but I could have inverted the batch writer, see how they're facing that way. I could have put it this way, and then I wouldn't need all these extra wires on the end. I could just put a single wire there. So it's not laid out the best, but you get the idea. And of course, I used way too much cable over here. But I wasn't skimping on cable. I just wanted the best way to set it up. So let me know what you think. Perfect solar tracking quite cheaply. Like I said, I'm a convert. I'm not going to use these anymore because you can batch write it. You don't need the computer. You don't need an IC chip. You don't need a housing. Might use a few more cables this way, but nothing major. And I am also a convert suggest using, I don't understand why I was using the dual. It's just kind of silly. I never, I love this magic wand. I wish you could use it in the game. But that would take the fun out of it. Well, actually, see, that's the dual, where you have power on one side, and of course that's in the way, power on one side and data on the other. Well, why would I do that anymore? I don't know why I was doing it that way. Saves a lot of cable, because I would have to run cable over here on all of those. So, a lot easier. There you go. Perfect solar tracking. Very simple. Of course, this is just my powered supply in Creative. But there you go. Simple solar panel control in what I think is the cheapest possible way to do it. All right. Again, if you like these videos, maybe Old Salt Gamer, please subscribe and like. And I'll see you. I'll be doing some Moon continuation here very shortly. Have a good day.